Government ensuring that inmates acquire the necessary vocational skills so that they can be reintegrated into society upon their release. Today, officials of the Department of Corrections met with their Canadian counterparts to share best practices and seek advice on enhanced technical training. Janelle Ferguson reports.
As the Ministry of National Security moves to establish a parole and probation system by year's end, a key component is ensuring that inmates are well equipped for re-entry into society. Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage, Commissioner of Corrections Patrick Wright, and other officials from the Department of Corrections met with Canada's Director of Correctional Services, Pierre Comotor, Monday morning. He shared measures Canada is utilizing within the facility that can be adopted here in the Bahamas.
We also have a lot of partnership with the Department of Education, and when we give certificates, they are not labeled as industries or correctional, they are labeled as Ministry of Education. Like that, when they get out, there is no indication that they got the diploma or the certificate within the prison.
He explained that programs have been successful in Canada, and increasing the skill bank for inmates is something Commissioner Wright believes is much needed.
He's with us here for this week to see what programs we have, what we are doing, and how they can better help us in improving those that give inmates opportunities at jobs at a higher level, when they return back to society.
Meanwhile, Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage is confident that the program can have a positive impact here in the Bahamas. He believes, though, that while improvements take place inside, those in society must also reform their way of thinking about those who may be in need of a second chance.
Our prison, we believe, is overcrowded, and we are seeking to develop a parole system. But much more importantly, what we are hoping to do is to expose all of our inmates to a variety of skills so that when they are released from prison, they wouldn't have to come back, hopefully. We do need the public support, especially the support of the business sector, because they are the ones who would provide jobs for these persons when they leave the facility. And right now, I know that we have a problem even when people are just on bail and they're identified with electronic monitors. People don't want to hire them. People are afraid of them.
Now the officials will be in Nassau for the remainder of the week, lending support to their colleagues at the Department of Corrections. Janelle Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Yesterday, we told you that Grand Bahama Police discovered a number of high-powered weapons, ammunition, and bulletproof vests on the island during a routine traffic stop. Well, several persons were taken into custody in connection with what's believed to be a firearms trafficking ring. Today, the National Security Minister commended the police for their efforts.
Too many guns in the land, and these guns come primarily from the United States of America. The guns and ammunition that were found on the weekend was due to some very good work by an alert police officer. And as you know, they found some 9 firearms and some 700 or 800 pieces of ammunition. And I believe that this is just the tip of the iceberg. But hopefully, this find will lead us to the source, or one of the sources of ammunition and firearms in our country. Fortunately, we've just had stationed here an ATF agent, and he is working along with the firearms and ammunition unit to see if we can get to the bottom of this matter through this find.